Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kelsey here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have another trick tutorial for you guys, and it's one that I get requested all the time, and I feel like I've explained or tried to teach people so many times that if you're ever gonna learn it, right here, right now is when it's gonna happen. I feel like the hospital flip is one of those tricks that you don't see people doing that often, so if you ever want to impress someone, you can hit the hospital flip, and if you have it consistently, you'll be looking pretty cool. In and of itself, I feel like it's a pretty basic trick. It's a half kickflip rotation, and you stop the board with your front finger and bring it back around, kind of like a front finger impossible. So stick around for this video because I'm going to be sharing with you guys a lot of key tips and tricks that, to be honest, I don't think you're going to find anywhere else on YouTube. So if you enjoy them and it helps you out, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. That'd be really cool of you. Oh, and as always, I almost forgot. This is the board I'm going to be using for the video. There we go. It is my new Wood setup. It's the normal Wood shape with the Stay Cozy graphic. We got some gold plate Black River trucks, and then some original shape Joy Colt wheels, I believe, with some KFB signature teak tuning bubble bushings. Right off the bat, before we even start fingerboarding, I'm going to share with you guys 2 tips for getting the hospital flip a little bit easier. Number 1 is for your tightness of your bushings of the trucks, you want it medium to loose. You do not want them very tight because personally, in my experience, that always leads to more difficulty controlling the flip of the kick flip. So I would go ahead and loosen those trucks up. So the second tip is that I always find it easier. I'm gonna make this 2-part second tip, so maybe 3 tips. I always find it easier, the closer I am to the edge of the table, the easier that the trick is to land. And also, if my elbow is kind of at the same height of the table, it's a lot easier. Every time I try to stand up and go from a downward angle for this trick, it's a lot harder to get my finger under in time. You'll see what I mean in a second. This is what a hospital flip looks like. So I've already given you guys 3 tips on how to land the hospital flip a little bit easier. The next few tips are going to be more of building blocks leading you up to landing the trick itself. And when you take these tricks that are a little bit more complicated than usual and you can break them down into smaller parts, I think that's a lot easier to learn each little step at a time. So let's go ahead and get to the first step. The first step is going to be simply landing the kick flip at a half rotation. You heard me right. Do not land the actual kick flip. Just do a half rotation and try to get your fingers back on the board. So what happens when you practice that half rotation is you'll get more used to what it takes to get there rather than trying to do the hospital flip and over rotating your kick flip. The next thing we're going to do is trying to get our hand right under the board before it lands. So what you're going to do here, keep doing that half rotation of the kick flip and then slide your fingers under and try to get it to land just like this. So as you can see there, I was just trying to get my 2 fingers under the board like this, but the next progression to that would be trying to just get your front finger under and have your middle finger at a 90-degree angle upward. After you've completed all of those steps, you're pretty much ready for the hospital flip, guys. I believe in you, you can do it. You have pretty much all of the essential steps that you need. You're just an inch away, literally an inch off the table away from landing the trick completely. Here is the hospital flip again. Another thing you'll notice is that I am keeping the board about 3 to 4 inches away from the edge of the table, which I think helps to get your finger under there a little bit faster. And you'll also notice that my elbow is at about the table height to do the trick, which again, both of those things are going to help you get your finger under there faster. To make that landing, you just need to make sure that your finger is out of the way and that you follow with your front finger all the way back around to the rotation and try to land your front finger somewhere in the middle of the board. I hope those tips helped you guys out a little bit more to land your hospital flips more consistently, or maybe for the first time. The next thing that you would be able to do with a trick like this with not much of a difference is to do tricks like, instead of bringing it here and back around like the hospital flip, you could bring it here and from the back to the front, land like that. Or you could try using your middle finger instead. Feather flips are pretty similar. Any sort of thing with that impossible rotation. To me, this is an essential trick to teach you how to control your board, and I think that is why it's difficult for a lot of people, especially if you go from practicing your kick flips into trying to do a hospital flip. That's not going to help you because you're going to be over rotating the board. You will need to know how to do a kick flip and how to do a front finger impossible for the trick to kind of work, but after you got that, it is about kind of tweaking it to perform well for the trick. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I hope this video helps you all out, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you give it a like if it helped you, and subscribe, notifications, I don't know. That's all I gotta say today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video.